close up to the noses.
Margaret Mead once said, "I must admit that I personally measure success in terms of the contributions an individual makes to her or his fellow human beings." She's also the woman that said, "Never doubt a small group of people or an individual would not change the world, because in fact that's all that ever has." Too often do we measure our success in our society based on the possessions we have, based on the jobs that we have, and based on the money we make. And I think that often we don't think about what other people are lacking and what we can do to fix that. I believe as human beings, we have an obligation to try and help those who need it the most, the people who it's hard to make the difference in their own lives and need help from us. Never let anyone tell you that you cannot make a difference, because indeed you can. This semester, there is an opportunity at Auraria campus for all of you students that want to make a difference. It's really easy, it doesn't take much time, and then it helps a lot of different problems in the world, primarily literacy rates. A problem that plagues many different societies is the lack of education. Studies have shown that literacy rates directly affect other socio-economical problems within a society. So when you look at third world countries that have many different problems with poverty and famine and hunger and things like that, a lot of them have very low literacy rates, and I believe that that's directly affecting that. According to the UNESCO Institute for Statistics, globally, an estimated 781 million adults are illiterate, and about 64% of that are women. So, without an education, it's hard for societies to better themselves. In fact, many children in Africa and many people in Africa will never even get an education at all. According to the White House, in sub-Saharan Africa, 42 million children are not enrolled in school. These are children that will go their whole lives not learning how to read or write or better themselves in a global economy. Schools need to be built so that the future generation can get an education to be able to solve the problems that plague these societies and create the resources that they so desperately need. If we gave education to these countries and these people, it's very likely that they would develop and that we wouldn't be so responsible in the future for the problems that are happening now, because a lot of them can be fixed. And there's a need for people who have the opportunity to change policies and aid in the efforts. And I believe that we're young and we're getting an education, but we should really think about globally what we can do for others, and we have all the opportunity in the world to do what other people need us to do for them. An easy thing that you guys can get involved in this semester is the Auraria campus has partnered with Invisible Children's Schools for Schools program and Better World Books to raise money and supplies for northern Ugandan children. In northern Uganda, they've been gone through a 20-year war, and it's really hard on them as a community because they have a lot of different problems, but one major problem is that children are being kidnapped and forced to fight in a rebel army, and a lot of these children fear even walking out of their homes, let alone going to school. So what Schools for Schools is doing in Uganda is they're creating a safe haven for kids to go and learn and feel safe and not feel like they're constantly under attack. Invisible Children believes that by delving to the root of local development issues and improving education holistically from the ground up, we are able to foster long-term change in the quality of education in the region through a variety of implementation practices. So this fall we are collecting textbooks from students, and they're textbooks that you don't want anymore, that you can't sell back to the bookstore, textbooks that otherwise couldn't be used. And also from faculty members, they may have old textbooks that they've used in semesters past and just really haven't done anything with. The books are either sold for profit and to build schools in Uganda, and they go directly to that effort, or the books can also go to the schools and help educate those in northern Uganda. And then at the very least, these books will be recycled if they cannot be used. It's extremely easy to do. There will be big boxes throughout the school, a lot of the buyback places in the dorms and in the King Center in the West Classroom building. And all you do is you take the textbooks that you would like to donate and you put them in the big boxes, they're labeled, and you walk away. And what happens from that point is that I'm going to be picking up the boxes and shipping them directly to the Schools for Schools program. So it's not like anyone's benefiting from this except for the Northern Ugandan children. The factor of the matter is that it's so easy as a society for us to turn our backs on people and close our eyes to a whole nation that needs help. But really what we can do is little things to try and help these kids and boost literacy rates worldwide. It's very easy for us to achieve this, and we have all the resources in the world. So maybe you can ask yourself right now, what do I have to lose? And maybe the results will stagger you.